What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Still not sure what it is I'm going to call this. Still don't know. We'll figure that out at another time. But
I saw someone's come up with the golden hour.
Yeah, that's what I mentioned
that sounds
first
really
episode.
nice.
Hey, that's
But
cool.
the thing is, I only talked for like 19 minutes, so I'm kind of shortchanging them. You know, the golden hour.
Maybe if you put up at the same time every time, that's the golden hour. Starting it.
This is true. Facts. So welcome to the golden hour, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of things have transpired recently, and we got some guests for the first time. We have Moonlight Swami, and we also have Gaming Powerhouse. Both of their channels will be in the description. Moonlight Swami is a very good YouTuber, and I'm not just saying that because he happens to be in the call. One of my favorite YouTubers. We have Adam, who is working hard to grow as a YouTuber, but mainly known as a bigger streamer in the Madden community. And you guys can again find their links in the description. So a lot has happened with EA in the past 24 hours with banning people because of the sets. If you guys don't know, they put out a set yesterday where you can put any 5 elite players ranging from 85 to 86 overall. And if you put 5 of them, you got an elite player pack that guaranteed you a minimum of an 87 overall elite. And there was a glitch in the system to where people found out you can literally put any card. If you had 5 bronzes, 5 silver cards, didn't matter the overall. You could put any cards in there, and you received a free elite, basically. The market plummeted. I did the set the right way because I didn't know that you can put other cards in there. I got 87 Joe Thomas. He was going for 7K. Blew my mind. I had no idea why he was going for so little. Then, hours later, I found out everything that was happening. So I did a video because kind of ranting about it because EA went ahead and everybody that participated during that, whether they bought cards, whether they sold cards, whether they did the set, they were temporarily banned for 72 hours. So I did
not to mention that their coins and cards were taken away.
Yeah, so any cards that they put in the set, they didn't retrieve those. Any coins that they made selling those elite cards, those got taken away. Any cards that you just happened to keep and you didn't sell, you kept in your binder, those got taken away. And it was a huge just explosion of craziness that happened. Adam uploaded a video today, and if you guys head on over to his channel, you guys can see it, and he goes off, ranting about how basically what I talked about, how they're going to sit there and do what they did. And Moonlight Swami left a comment, which I thought was interesting, which is why I wanted to go ahead and get them on here to talk. Now, Moonlight, do I have your permission to read this comment verbatim?
You have every amount of permission, and I'd love to elaborate on it.
Okay. Now, just for clarification, Moonlight Swami is part of the Game Changer program, which is an absolute amazing feat for him to go on ahead, and that's a big accomplishment. So that's awesome to know that he is known in the community that way and is able to accomplish that, because that's something a lot of people would love to do. So he left a comment on Adam's video.
Before you say that, I also want to add, I have yet to work with the Ultimate Team. I more so work on franchise and stuff. So I don't exactly...
So basically he's saying, don't tweet me, trying to find out what team of the week drop. I'm not that guy.
It's just the point that I don't have that connection with them per se yet. I do talk with them occasionally, just when they were passing by, but I haven't been able to per se work with them in that capacity as of yet.
Okay. And if you guys check out Moonlight's channel, you will see that he is known for like in-depth franchise, and he's bringing it back to life. I don't even really like watching franchise videos, but I enjoy. I like how you got like the ESPN cutscenes at the end showing the scores and stats. I thought that was I kind of want to steal it a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. If I knew how to do it, I would steal it. I would, but I just don't know how to do it.
I can send you the template.
But he left a comment on Adam's video, and it says, I made it 5 minutes in before I had to stop. 1, don't blatantly lie about what the set was to make your point. 2, no one is entitled to retain the cards they got by abusing a mistake by EA. It would be great if they returned the cards used or something, but come on. 3, banning people was too far in my opinion. 4, no one is forcing you to play M.U.T. Madden has other game modes and things to do, and no one is forcing you to spend money. If you don't like the game mode anymore, find something else to do. Having a temper tantrum and calling M.U.T. a scam that you willingly participate in repeatedly is just silly. So I would love to get your thoughts on your comment on just why you feel that way of his video.
It's really one of those things that I've seen a lot of companies have mistakes, and every company is bound to make mistakes at some point. Some are bigger than others, obviously. But in the world of gaming, if a mistake like that happens, and I think back to not only Amazon, because I follow things like Fat Kid Deals and things like that, where they always are posting price mistakes and whatnot, and MLB The Show this past year, where they had some sets that if you did something that you could trigger like the ultimate sets for the game that would take, hundreds of thousands of equivalent of, stubs, of coins, maybe a couple million coins, that would be the equivalent to complete these sets. You could get them for completing something that was worth like $20 of virtual currency. And if you did those, they just took them back because it was a mistake. It wasn't something that they intentionally did. And while the banning part obviously is too far, because I don't agree with that in any capacity unless you're actively glitching a game and costing people wins, stealing from people, etc. It's just one of those things that even companies, if they have a price mistake and you order something, they can just say, hey, it was a mistake, we're not going to ship it, but here's a coupon for 10% off on your next purchase or something like that. So I would have loved to have them handle it a little bit better, but the point of the cards and the fact that they made a mistake, well, that's great, but people actively abused it. It wasn't a one-time thing. If it was a one-time thing, it's still even a little bit different, but there are people who did it 30, 40 times, and it's not like they could have done it mistakenly, and the set said elites only, and if you could put any card in, you knew you were doing something that was not meant to be happening. So that was really my thoughts on it, but I'd love to hear what Adam has to say, and I'd love to just kind of go back and forth with that.
All right, so you admit it's EA's fault, right?
Absolutely. They put it into the code.
They did the wrong thing by banning people.
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay, so how can you ban people for taking advantage of it, right?
Yeah.
Because you're losing money, because you're crashing the market, so now people don't have to. It's not as hard to get good cards anymore, right? Because of that set. Well, now it still is because they banned them. But what happens when in the old Maddens when people turbo blitzed? That was something that wasn't intended for EA, and people took advantage of that. Where was the banning then? When people face catch. When in the old days, QB walk. There's still today, people are IP booting to get in the top 100. Where's the bans?
Well, do you know that they aren't getting banned?
They're not. Voltrex is still playing. And he's the most known IP booter in the whole community on Twitch. And even Rex knows him. They talk every now and then and everything. He's never been banned.
Well, I don't agree with that.
Well, he has been banned from the PlayStation, which is why he came to the Xbox this year. Supposedly.
I played him like 4 times on the PS4.
This year?
This year, yeah.
Well, I don't agree with that.
I don't know who glitching. People are swerve glitching. That's not intended for EA. For the game of Madden. That's when they abuse the rat catch. They throw deep, and it's like they use the same thing as a face catch in the old days. They would swerve inside and hold rat catch, and because they're rat catching, they go inside, and the cornerback doesn't play the ball. He plays the receiver, so he follows him, and because they're rat catching, the cornerback's out of position. They get the speed burst, so it's an automatic touchdown.
If you throw a streak and intentionally move your guy completely out of the way, the cornerback follows the receiver.
Okay, yeah, I've seen. I just didn't know that's what it was called.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'd say those are different because those are things that are bugs in game that it's a little bit different than getting an unfair advantage outside the game in terms of team building.
I wouldn't say it's different at all. I would say that the only difference in it is, one, it's something wrong with the game and people continue to play it, and two, EA doesn't lose any money from it, and two, on the other side where this glitch happened on the sets and they started banning people and everything like that, that was hurting EA's pockets, and they had to stop that immediately. Where's the outcry and where's the rambling and scrambling around to stop glitches and stuff like that when it's mechanically in the game. And even you said you worked a lot with franchise. Yes. Wasn't there a big bug last year in franchise, and that stood for months?
I don't know if it stood for months. It did stand for a while, and I reported it to them before I was part of the Game Changer program very early on. But
so I would say, was the scrambling then? Here's the scrambling and all that. They're not losing money, that's why.
But there's a big difference. First, if you can replicate it and you can figure out what the problem is, it's a lot easier to patch it. Two, M.U.T is more hotfix than it is an actual patch. And if you have to go through the channels for a patch, you have to submit it to both consoles. It has to go through the process of being approved. That could take a week, take 2 weeks. So gameplay things and other hardwired things might be more difficult to fix quickly, especially if they don't know how to reproduce it. Some things can be reproduced multiple ways. And if you can't fix all of them, then you really aren't fixing it at all, right? But something like M.U.T, it seems like they can hardwire and put it in because they can update content all the time. So it's possible that for this scenario, it was a lot easier to fix because it was literally a bug with a set that they could just remove or lock. But something like the other things might be much more deep in coding. So it's possible that they are working just as hard on them, but because they can't guarantee that they're going to find a fix, they're not talking about it.
I like that you said that it's possible that they're working on the fixes. I mean, anything's possible. It doesn't mean they're actually doing it, though.
No, we have no idea, but it's one of those things that...
I mean, we got a little idea. Come on, the game comes out yearly, and honestly, and I'm not even talking about, like, betas. Like, honestly, if you play Madden 17 and you are competitive and you know about video games, there's no way that this game is a full game and ready to be released every year. And that's why day one they come out with patches, and they continue to come out with patches. Well, not very good ones, but so and you were saying about like calling M.U.T a scam. I understand that you don't have to play it. I understand that. I really do.
But when you are the only
football game, when you're the only football game out there, you cornered the market. Nobody makes football games because they can't use the NFL license. You can't use the NFL license, you're not going to make money because people play football. They want to play with their favorite teams, their favorite players.
Absolutely.
So you corner the market, and then you let your game go to complete shit. I remember back in the day, there weren't day one patches in Madden and stuff like that. There weren't things broken and terribly wrong with Madden back in the day when 2K was making football games. But why now?
Well, there was. It was just a different time period.
Well, serious broken glitches?
Oh yes. Tons of things. Some of the games were unplayable at times, especially online.
Well,
especially on 360 and PS.
Could you like what games could you name if you know?
Madden 06 when it had to bridge that gap between Xbox and Xbox 360, PS2, PS3.
See, look. 2K stopped making football games. I think 2K5 was their last one, or their first or last one. I don't even remember. With T.O. on the cover.
I think it's the last one. That's 2004, I believe.
Yeah. So that's exactly my point. When people stopped making football games because they weren't allowed, they couldn't make money off it anymore. That's when their game started to go to shit.
Their last one was 2K5, which came out in July of 2004, and then they did All Pro Football 2K8.
Well, that sucked.
Some people live by it. Some people swear by it, and the game's all right. 2K5 was a lot of fun. I played that a lot, and I played Madden too. It's just another thing is this: Madden, whether they want the market or not, the NFL, I almost can guarantee, will not open up the license. That's an issue in itself. That how many products do the NFL have that are not exclusive products of the NFL?
Yeah.
Can you think of any?
Not off the top of my head.
That's the issue. That even if EA didn't want to be an exclusive title, the NFL would never let them not be. So while the game continues to make improvements, there are things that keep coming up, and that's kind of an issue with game development anyway for a yearly cycle, that as the games become more complicated, the amount of time you have just sometimes isn't enough. And
I agree with that. And that's why this game And I mean, especially if you look at their track record of all the games they've come out with, this game should not be released yearly.
Well, maybe it shouldn't, but
that's the scam.
They might not have a choice.
I wouldn't sell you a full like if I owned a store and you come in, right? And you want a sandwich and you pay full price for a sandwich and I only give you half. That's a scam.
Yeah. Absolutely.
We're paying for half a game. We're paying for an undeveloped not full game. We're paying for an unfinished product. That's what we're paying for.
Can you elaborate how it's unfinished? I want to know what your thought process is on that.
All right, so...
Well, the very beginning, the run pass glitch was disgusting.
Okay, that was terrible.
Being able to know that, it made the game unplayable.
Yeah,
People were run committing on 2nd and 11 because they knew I was running the ball.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Stuff like that. They gone ahead and give the beta to people who didn't worry about testing. They didn't worry about trying to find bugs and glitches.
Well, a lot of them
try to make their ebooks.
They wanted to patch their ebooks.
A lot of them did try and find that, and we just didn't see it. That's not something you notice until someone mentions it, because it's literally a text thing that was, you know what I mean?
And I think that's what makes the community upset is the fact that, okay, there's this set that people are doing, and they're quote unquote glitching cards, and that gets fixed in an hour and a half. But we had to deal with the run patch glitch for 2 weeks.
All servers went down. They completely shut down. This is something that needs to be taken care of, and it needs to be taken care of ASAP. Where was the urgency when all these problems are in Madden? Not even just MUT.
Run pass glitch. There was a patch sent out 2 days after game came out.
2 games.
2 days. 2 days.
No.
By Saturday morning, that patch was out. The problem is, there are channels that it has to go through. It has to go through both PlayStation and through Microsoft.
But that goes to Adam's point to where we shouldn't have received the game that way, though.
Mm-hmm. But that's shouldn't receive undeveloped games.
But that's not undeveloped. That's a problem that the community found because there are 20, 100, maybe 500 times the amount of people playing it at once than there were who tested it. And even if you have 5,000 people, when 500,000 people start playing a game, you're always going to find issues.
I understand the logic. I understand the logic. But I'm thinking of this from a customer's point of view.
Yes.
I pay full price, the game better be finished. No one told you to get money hungry and put the game out every year. We pay for a finished product. When I pay for a computer, I don't pay for half of it.
No, you don't. Know? But you know what?
I don't pay for it and then try and build it myself or have to build it myself when I paid you to do it.
You know, when I download a new program, I wait a month before I download it. If it comes out on a day, I wait a month. You know why? Because every piece of technology has bugs and flaws to it when it comes out immediately until it hits the general public. No matter how good the testing is. That's just a reality of it, and it's unfortunate, but it's something that we have to live with. Every single game, I don't care, it could be a computer game, it could be a phone game, it could be anything. There are always going to be day one patches now, and there's always going to be more patches because as they are testing, they find things in that gap between the time that they ship the discs and the time that the game comes out. And they submit a patch immediately. So they're constantly working around the clock, and every company does that. So I understand your frustration in the sense that the game should be polished. And I completely agree that it should, but it's not possible, no matter the company. So that's why I just
why isn't it possible though? I mean, if you don't have to rush to meet a deadline, then it is possible.
Well, not exactly, because the closer you get to something, the easier it is to miss something. So if you are playing a game and you play it every day, you might not, or I guess, sorry, if you're programming a game and you're programming and you're tweaking things every single day and everything has a chain reaction to it, it's very easy for one little thing, like a text bug, to slip through the cracks. It just happens. And QA, no matter how much every single person is looking for it, the problem is that all it takes, as soon as it hits the public, is one person now to find something and everybody to know about it. That's also the difference. Social media is a lot more active now than it was 5 years ago, than it was 10 years ago. I mean, 10 years ago we had AIM. I mean, that was social media. So if someone found a bug in Madden 2006, they might be the only person to know about it.
Okay, so when are they going to start working on Madden 18?
They started working 2 weeks before the game came out, I believe.
So they're already in process of working on Madden 18. 2 weeks before Madden 17 is released?
Part of the team, yes. As soon as the discs ship, they're working on patches, and then
who's patching Madden 17 still?
They're doing both.
How you gonna do? Come on, how you gonna do both?
It's a matter of the size of the dev team.
How you gonna, like, if you're at a store, how you gonna work the cash register and try and walk around and sell people shirts or something like that? Come on, you can't do both.
As somebody who does retail, that's an amazing analogy.
That's a really good analogy.
That's amazing. You can't. The problem is you sit there and you go to work and, okay, we got to work on Madden 18, but like you just said, they're physically people working on Madden 18 now, and Madden 17 is still an issue.
But QA is working on Madden 17, I believe, exclusively. I think that's the logic, that QA reproduces the bugs through the bug reports, and then when they find something and how to reproduce it, either they can change something or the they report it to the dev team or something. I don't know the chain of command, but I know that they are already working on Madden 18 because they have to. You know, some companies they
got deadlines.
Some companies take a month off after the game comes out if they're doing a yearly cycle. Some take no time off, and they just find time when they can. I believe Madden is of the latter. So, you know, it's just one of those things that if you are looking for those patches, they are working on it, and it depends on how severe the patch is. You know, like if they can figure out what the bug is and how to trigger it, then they might be able to figure out how to fix it. And some things are not fixable this year. I don't know what those are, but I guarantee that some of them are just not fixable.
But you know what the general public sees is the auction house being taken down and them getting their cards back within a matter of hours, but us having to deal with swerving and run passing and all these other stuff that we have to deal with. You know, specific runs still being very difficult to stop no matter what type of personnel you have on the field.
Even if you're run committing.
But that's what we see. My biggest thing with the entire set is what I did my video about is I expect them to take their cards back. I understand why. You can't sit there and have 30,000 elite cards on the auction block. I get that. But to send emails and specifically blame them. Not even saying it was our mistake. It was our fault. They literally blamed them. Said, listen, we did the set, but you did it. You broke terms of service because of the set we did. How dare them as a company sit there and write emails out and blame them?
While it might be true that it might violate terms of service, you don't say that at this point. It's not right. I completely agree.
They flat out said you did something you weren't supposed to.
Which is true for the people who did it incorrectly, but that doesn't mean that you say that to them. It's just, that's like...
They should have just took it on the chin.
Yep, they should have. They should have apologized for it, say we're taking these back because they were acquired through not proper means, through a mistake of ours, through a coding error or whatever it was. It doesn't matter what the actual error was that caused the set to happen like that. It was messed up. So I agree that they shouldn't have. That was too far. And the banning, I don't like it. I understand the idea of shutting down the auction house for a little bit and maybe preventing the people from trading the cards or moving the cards so it's easier to remove them. But once the cards were gone, lift the bans. I mean, that's not good business. That's not.
Let me ask you a question. Do you play MUT, or do you like really just grind out with the franchises?
I play MUT when I want to relax, which sounds kind of counterproductive. I don't play too much online. I play a lot of solos.
All right, so let me tell you how this feels. You get on Madden, right?
Yes.
And you grind out regular teams back when MUT wasn't a thing. You grind out regular teams. You're playing with just whoever's your favorite team. And then you find out that EA is coming out with a feature like Ultimate Team, and you get to play with legends. You get to just craft your team that you would like, right? It's awesome. What a great idea. Wow. So excited. Then you play, you put money into the game because you're super excited, and then the game is broken. It's unplayable. And as the game progresses and as Ultimate Team progresses, it becomes just a money grab. And again, you don't have to play it, just like you said. You don't have to play it, but you're already invested in it. It's already something that you've loved to do for years. Because Madden Ultimate Team has been out since 2010. So it's something you already love to do. It's hard to give up something. If you smoke, it's hard to give up smoking. If you drink, it's hard to give up drinking. Whatever your vice is, it's hard to give that up. Absolutely. And that's what a lot of Madden players are. It's hard to give up Madden, especially when there's no other alternative football game to go to. I agree. Again, I understand that you don't have to play it, and why do you complain if you play it, if you choose to play it? But it's addictive, and you have no other place to go.
I just want to let you know, Madden, was it 15? I played a lot of Madden, and I probably dropped about $4,000 on the game.
Damn. So, all right, so then
I know how
especially
addictive
with
it can
especially with the spike in the drop of pack odds being disgusting. Being ultimately disgusting.
I think it was Golden Sport who was mentioning the different in Wise's video or Wise's stream, talking about how the golds used to be higher and the elites used to be higher, right? Was that you?
Well, the gold used to be lower, and the elites would be, like, a gold wasn't in 84. A gold would go from, like, 70 to 79 overall, and elites would be...
Now those are silvers.
From 80 above would be elites, and now, golds go all the way from 74 to 84 overalls.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said it was, 80 to 89 was a gold.
No, 74 to 84 overall.
No, previously, not right now. Previously.
Oh, before, no, they were lower. The golds were capped at like a 79 overall or something like that. I'm not sure. I got into it late, but Wiza knows, earlier. My suggestion was just make more tiers of, instead of just having bronze, silver, gold, elite. Yeah. You know how 2K has several tiers of what you can pull. I think they need to do the same
sapphires, thing. Onyx.
Yeah. I agree. It was Wiza. I think he said that originally golds went up to 89, and now and silvers went up to 79 or 80 or whatever it was, and elites were 90 plus. I think that's what he said previously, and now a gold card is a silver, and that we're paying 7,500 coins for a silver card basically in a lot of packs. So I think that's who said that, but. I agree that I do think the direction of MUT isn't great in terms of pack odds. I think there's always a balancing act in terms of pack odds. I know you would agree with something like that. You don't want too many good cards because that dilutes the fun of pulling one. But at a point, it just gets too tedious. And
my thing is, they have to reward the people who spend money. Who are the people that are getting packs? How do you acquire packs? Money. Who like the people who don't spend money are the minority in this situation. They need to go on ahead and reward the people that are spending money. I mentioned it in my video today. In 2K, $100, I was able to set together a team because all you need is 12 players in basketball. In football, you need 50 cars to fill a lineup.
Yeah,
I've spent easily over $6,000 so far, and I haven't pulled 40 total elites.
That's not right.
I you agree. Sit there and you spend money and money and money,
that's how Ultimate Team is now.
Yeah, and I can understand in baseball not getting a diamond every game or not getting a gold every game because you can still be good with a silver player in baseball. It's timing based. But in Madden, if you don't have a good lineup and you're facing good players,
because in baseball you literally get to control every player. You get to control the pitcher, you get to control the batter. When it's hit, you get to control the fielder.
It's much more user to user.
Yeah, in Madden, you control one person and you have to rely on everybody else. So what do you want on the field? Controlling everybody else, you want the best players. How do you get the best players? you got to spend money, and when you spend money, you don't get anything. And
now my question to you is this: would you rather it cater to the people who spend money or the people who grind? If you had to pick one.
Well, being as somebody who spend money,
not from your perspective, from an overall perspective, what do you think would be?
Well, there's different perspectives. I mean, as a business perspective, of course, the people who spend money.
What do you think would be healthier for the game as a whole?
Well, they don't care about that.
They might, whether they.
Well, the healthier thing for the game, I feel like it's for the people who grind.
Okay.
That's the healthier thing. But as a business, and as you're screwing over people that you're honestly screwing people over that spend money on the game.
Yeah. So would you say that there should be better pack odds by at least a little bit, and there should be better rewards as a whole for people who grind?
No, they already have. What? AP, that's so...
Well, no, the limited time use, I think those were stupid. I don't like limited time use. But it's also early in the game, so those were a little bit ridiculous.
I don't need pack odds to be in. Right now, I would have to say, however they control it, because they control it, right? This is their game. They control the amount of elites that come out. What's very... what I don't like is the fact that they don't share any information. Like, if you remember last year, there was a Night Train Lane Easter card that came out, right?
Yes.
And in order to do that set, you needed about 5 or 6 Easter Elite players.
Yeah.
Of course, they're not going to tell the public this, but they come out with packs with Easter players, and one of the cards that were in the set was a guard from the Cowboys. I can't think of his name.
Zach Martin.
Zach Martin, yes.
Yeah.
That card was going for $800K to $1.2 million. When you checked on Mudhead, 2 weeks after the promo was gone, there had only been 6 Zach Martins sold.
Wow.
So that means only 6 people could have done the set. Because if you pulled them, why would you keep them? Who's going to pull 15 Zach Martins and keep them? He wasn't the best guard in the game.
No, but if you wanted to put it into the set for the Dick Lane...
there was only 6 of them sold on the auction house.
That's crazy.
And they don't sit there and tell you that hey, in order to do this set, there's only going to be 10 of them. So, like things like that it's disgusting.
Some more transparency in that department would be much appreciated. I think everybody can agree with that. You don't want to defraud them by not saying what the odds are in a sense, but I mean, I'd love for pack odds to be public. Whether that ever will happen or not is most likely a not. But
I would say right here, at most, it's probably at 2%.
2% is too high. I know for I think for
too much credit.
You can open up an 80 pack. I opened up 2 80 pack bundles when the game first came out. 2 80 pro pack bundles.
Yeah.
That's 160 packs, right?
Yeah.
I pulled 4 elites out of all of those 160 packs.
Yeah, every bundle that comes out, I usually get about 2 elites for every 70, 80, 90, close to 100 chances. I usually get about 2.
Yeah. Oh, those game changer bundles? You had 55 chances of elites?
Twice. I
pulled one. I pulled one.
And then there's me who got like 2 elites and an Anthony Munoz in like 40 packs.
See, like it's a little harder because you play the better polished version of Madden. You play franchise. That is the better polished feature of Madden. It's way better gameplay wise. Like there's a lot of things we can talk about gameplay wise for Ultimate Team that is complete shit, and you don't have to go through that on franchise. You guys have penalties. You guys have everything. We still have the same type of animations in Ultimate Team, the same face mask, the same pass interference, the same holding, but it doesn't get called. Yeah. They take penalties completely out of Ultimate Team. So you're taking a part away from the game to cater to newcomers because they know they're going to go straight to Ultimate Team. They're not going straight to franchise. They're not going to reg teams. They're going straight to Ultimate Team.
You look at Problem, right? Problem obviously made his name in the community reg teams. Right? Won hundreds of thousands of dollars playing reg teams. Started playing M.U.T in 2013, and you cannot pay him to play a regular team game right now.
Yeah.
He said the only way he would touch reg teams is if there was a tournament in it.
That's understandable.
So that was like, you saying nobody's forcing you to play. Once you start, you're not going to play anything else.
It's too. I hate to use the reference too unique, but it is. Because that's obviously redundant. But Ultimate Team is a unique game mode where currently in franchise you can't even make an Ultimate Team like that, which is something that's very interesting. But Ultimate Team, I agree, the penalties is not great. One of the reasons that they don't have them, I know for a fact, is they don't want a tournament or a game decided on a penalty because that would infuriate somebody beyond belief. If something's going for money, something is on the line, to get a defensive pass interference penalty that decides the game, while it happens in real life,
that's not football though. That's not what we pay our money for.
You can literally throw a streak. You can grab your safety, strafe right in front of that receiver, and literally prevent him from going any further. You can just stop him right in his tracks.
Yeah,
that would infuriate
that won't be
me.
called.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I understand penalties like maybe offensive holding, defensive holding, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But no pass interference.
Pass interference should definitely be called.
No face mask when you actually have the animation in M.U.T.
I mean, face mask is a complete incident. That's not something that someone can physically do. You can physically interfere intentionally. Yeah. No, you can't intentionally face mask in M.U.T. or in Madden at all. So I'm okay with not having the face mask. I think it's ridiculous, but it's the same thing as like horse collar tackles. There's no horse collar penalty, and guys get pulled down by their backs all the time in game. Mm-hmm. So I mean, like it looks weird and it's like ooh, but I mean I'm okay with that. I think the only penalties they have are false start and encroachment as of right now, and offsides.
In M.U.T.
Yeah. I think those are the ones there. So. I'd love to see M.U.T. revamped in a way, and that's why I want to start working on it, because I feel like M.U.T. is, and I've said it for a few years, M.U.T. is an arcade version of Madden, in a sense.
Yeah.
Franchise is, and maybe even reg teams. I don't play reg teams really, because I don't love facing people online because they just annoy me the way people play. But if M.U.T. had some of those things kind of in it, or maybe even just a ladder that was real football, I think a lot more people would play it than they expect. It's like if you had the option of the current M.U.T. and then you had the option of a more sim gameplay M.U.T. where there are penalties, there's things like that. You'd probably play the new one, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if
to
everybody
be more like realistic football.
Yeah, I don't know if everybody would, but I think having the option, if it doesn't take up too much game space, should be something considered. And then obviously, I think salary cap is a great mode, but I hate the idea that you actually have to have the players.
I always talk about this, and this is one of my biggest things with Madden.
Yeah.
This is a simulator football game.
Yes,
this is not an arcade. This is not Blitz the League arcade football game or NFL Streets.
Yeah.
This is a simulation football, and they always talk about how real it is every year with their previews and their trailers. This is the realistic as it gets without you being on the field with Antonio Brown. Stuff like that. Luke Kuechly making a sack. And yet you still have so many things in the game that are not realistic, so many things in the game that are arcadey as hell, and it's very upsetting because at the end of the day, that's false advertisement.
I would say it's the most realistic version that they've put out, or most realistic football game that's been put out by any company, period. But I do think there are things that are arcadey. I hate rack catches. Hate them. As soon as I put my hands on Madden 17, I said, wow, rack catches are ridiculous this year. And
you get speed bursts.
Yeah. And you can't... Obviously, they toned down press because press was ridiculous last year, where you could press anybody at any time. But teams do it. But if you press in cover one versus a speedy wide receiver, and you don't have a guy who's a really a big guy to keep up with him, he's going to burn you over the top in real life. And that's one of the disconnects that happens in Madden versus real life, that in real life teams don't use man 2 under unless they're in prevent anymore. It just doesn't happen. They might play cover 2, they might do cover 4, but if they're playing man coverage, it's either cover 0 or cover 1, or it's a man zone combo, like a cover 2 buster. And people throw too many streaks. So 2 man under is the primary audible for a lot of things in Madden. There's just a disconnect between football and Madden in some areas like that. I think a lot of things have improved. Like, the way that defense plays this year is insane. It's a little bit different on All Pro because that's what MUT is. But if you play that on All Madden, it's a trip having to deal with some of the things that happen, both offense and defense. Having a computer juke you out and spin you out and not being able to control it because your guy's ankles get broken it's sick. So in a sense, it is the most realistic, but MUT does not fall into that category.
But that's by far the popular demand.
Their most played.
That's by far where people.
I don't know if it's the most played, but it's definitely the one that people are most vocal about.
Are you telling me more people are? What else could possibly people be playing more than Madden Ultimate Team? You can grab all the game modes combined, and they're not being played as much as MUT. There's $1 million tournament right now, but how many people are trying to play salary cap to even, join it? You have to look at, the casual. There's hundreds and thousands of them.
Yeah,
they don't even care about a tournament. They know they're not good enough. They don't even care about that.
I know there's hundreds of thousands of franchise modes that are in the online cloud, and most people don't play in the cloud. In general, a lot of them play offline. So if there's that many online, I'd say maybe it's a 55-45 MUT versus franchise, but it might be even closer. I think they're about even in terms of usage, and that's something that we'll never really know because only so much of that information is public. But
I have a franchise saved in the cloud, but I haven't played it in 3 weeks. That doesn't mean I'm actively playing it.
Yeah, that's another thing. But how many people are actively playing Madden every day? I think that's also another discussion.
Well, if they keep on blaming us for their mistakes, it's about to be less.
So much.
Yes.
It's already dropped.
They keep on, they keep on saying, hey, here's this set for everyone. Oh, you did it. You weren't supposed to. Terms of service violation. Here's the 72-hour ban. And it was lifted, once I believe Guru got in the office and they said everything was lifted once they got all their coins and cards back. But to still send an email blaming them for
that's not
their mistake, and just everything that they're doing just shows this in my opinion, this game is going on a decline.
Did you guys see that some people got 10,000 coin reward for not doing the set?
Yeah, I got one. I got it.
Yeah.
I haven't turned my game on, but I'm sure I probably got it too because I didn't do the set.
Yeah. That's
so
just
dumb.
It's just an apology to everybody. It's a gesture. Whether the email's a gesture too. It's just of a different finger. But I agree that it's been a mess, and I think Madden Ultimate Team definitely needs improvement. I don't know if the game's declining, but Madden Ultimate Team is declining.
Well, that's the most popular mode.
That's their top dollar.
That's their go-to baby. That's if that's declining,
the most money.
Then
listen, if MUT dies, Madden dies. That's it. People are already there's other games. You got like 2K that's starting to do Ultimate Team, with their My Team thing going on. Yeah. There's other games that are starting to do it now. They don't have a patent on it where no one can do it. Yeah. If Ultimate Team, people are so again, that's EA's, that's Madden's golden egg.
Yeah, that's their breadwinner.
Yeah. So if that dies, people are already what's the word? Accustomed to playing Ultimate Team. That if that's no longer unplayable, they're not going to even play the game anymore.
That's true.
People are not going to want to play and go back to playing reg teams and franchise and stuff like that. You know what I mean? They're going to leave. Yeah. So if
unless they're playing it for football and not for Madden.
Yeah. So if Ultimate Team dies, which it is dying, is definitely on the decline. We all agree it's on the decline right now.
I do think September, by the way, is a very slow month. By the way,
I've been doing this for 4 years. Never have I seen every single Madden that comes out at the very beginning. We always have a YouTube star ascend coming out of nowhere. It happens every single year. Haven't had that this year. My views, Cookie Boy views, Cullenberger's, just down. People are just less interested.
Because M.U.T's been boring so far. And I think that's part of a balancing act, too. You don't want to put out too much too early. But for the love of God, stop with all of the collectibles in the collectibles to get collectibles, to put in sets for more collectibles to get a player. I don't want to play it. I, as a casual person who's not going to spend a ton of money on M.U.T, I don't want to open packs. I don't want to do sets to know that I'm getting these stupid ass collectibles that I need to spend, money on to get a card.
Cash grab, man.
Somebody made a good point during the whole when I found out Shake and Bake was getting Madden points and I flipped out. He had said that
another thing,
EA had gotten to a point so high financially from this game mode that is an expectation for them now to meet. You just can't go from making $600 million in 2015 and you now have to meet that or surpass that. So how is it that you're going to surpass each and every single year? It's gotten to a point where it's just uncontrollable. It's gotten so successful, and you're making so much from it. They now have to realize, whether they're going to admit it or not, which they're not going to, nobody's going to, but they now have to talk about how can we get more people invested more so we can make more from it.
Yeah, and I don't think the right approach is to do what they're doing right now. I think, like the same concept of the points, you have to take care of your own first before expanding. And by, every company takes a risk, right? I mean, Call of Duty took a risk, and they took a hit because all of those games started developing in a time frame that the first futuristic Call of Duty came out. Yeah. So by the time that Advanced Warfare was the first one? If you guys play that?
First realistic game?
The first futuristic.
Well, it's supposed to be Black Ops 2 because they had...
Yeah. Well, Black Ops 2 doesn't count because that was still boots on the ground. Yeah. So
Advanced Warfare was the first, yeah.
Okay. So
still technically Black Ops 2, I don't care what you say.
Advanced Warfare, by the time that game came out and people reacted to it, the other two games were already in development.
Yep.
So far deep that they couldn't turn back. And that's a mistake that they made. They thought it would work out. They went all in, and they bit a huge bullet for it. The fact that if Call of Duty can rebound after Infinite Warfare, if they can go back to that and they can rebound, more power to them. But they took a hit. I think the way that M.U.T has been to start this year was a change in philosophy to see if they could do it. And the fact that they brought back Journey and stuff, if they weren't going to bring those back, that might be a sign that things are kind of returning to the norm and they realize that the ideas they had just weren't good enough.
I got a DM from a game changer that will remain nameless, and we was discussing about how these pack odds are flat out disgusting. Yeah. And his response was, well, that was intentionally done so it can give the game room to grow.
That's interesting.
I don't even know what that means.
The idea would be that you start slow and you get better cards as the year goes on.
Well, damn. Well, how much you got to spend? How much you got to spend at first to find that out that you should just save your money till later in the game?
Yeah, like I said, if they tested a philosophy, it didn't work. So if they are going to change that from now on, maybe the mode still has a chance, and it depends on how far the promos go, how deep they go.
there's not too many chances that you can take.
With this game, though. This is not a Call of Duty. This is not just a basic shooter. This is an American football game.
That's true.
There's not many chances like that you can take to try and make the game better, or as you know, I know you're not going to say it, but I'm going to say it. There's not many chances you can take to screw over your fans and try and see if they're smart enough to really realize that they're getting anally penetrated. And people are starting to realize that now.
Yeah.
So they're taking their chances, and it's backfiring on them, and they're losing their fans.
And it doesn't help that you have their biggest influencers. You have, when it comes to as far as PACS on YouTube, you have Toke, you have myself, you have, Cullenberger that open PACS. It doesn't help that people are literally watching us spend hundreds and getting nothing.
Yeah, that doesn't help.
How in return does that make the viewer? You know how many people I see in the comment section? I'm not even gonna do it to myself. You didn't open a game changing bundle, and the game changing card you got was a 75 overall elite.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. It's you guys are advertising through just imitation, and the way that the joy that you get from pulling packs, even though in reality no one outside of a select few are going to be able to pull as many packs anywhere close as you guys do, because you're making the money back in return. You're also putting your own money in. You have the income to do so, that you can just go all in and open all these packs, and you show, elite after elite. Even if you don't pull it for 25 packs, you pull that elite, people are like, oh man, he pulled an elite, maybe I can do it.
Yep.
That's advertising, and it's possible. I can't imagine that they missed that, but maybe they didn't think about that when they changed the pack odds. I don't know.
I seen a video back in Madden 25.
Yeah.
Where I pulled a 99 overall playoff edition Deion Sanders.
Wow.
Do you know what my reaction was to that?
What?
I was extremely disappointed. In the same bundle, I pulled a 99 overall Tom Brady. I was disappointed. That's how they were just handing cards out back then. To where when you pulled a 99 overall card, you weren't happy with it. You're like, damn it, that's not the card I wanted. There's the other Deion I want. Do you know what it's like to just pull an 87 overall elite now? You go crazy.
Thank God.
And that's why a lot of people always refer back to Madden 25 when, they had the Randy Mosses and they had not just the players, but just the packs, when you're able to get all these cards. You felt rewarded for the money you were spending.
Madden 25 was the Ghost, right?
Yeah, the Ghost promo.
Because that Ghost promo got me into M.U.T in Madden 15. I wanted Ghost to come out again and to get them, and I was really sad that they didn't. Obviously, they did something somewhat similar with what they did with the Christmas bundles and all that stuff, but I pulled the first day of Madden 15 a mystery ticket.
I seen that. It's a very big video on your channel.
I had no idea what it was when I pulled it, and I did it live. And then I did the set, and it ended up being a 92 overall Santana Moss. I had day one. I had that card until December, and I still sold it for $200K. So, it's like, that was so rewarding. When I finally figured that out, I freaked out, and then I put it into the set. And at that point, there were only 2 mystery ticket sets. So I'm glad I picked the right one, because I love Santana Moss. But that feeling hasn't been around this year. I said, because, if you're part of the program,
that's why somebody like Adam goes on and said, it's a scale. We're spending thousands.
Yeah.
We're not spending, like small, bits of money. People are spending thousands.
Yeah.
You take what I spent of the last year and a half, you could get yourself a very nice Mercedes. There's a Raw Dog who doesn't even really stream like that. The man has opened up over 10,000 packs already, and he got banned, and he was furious. He was, what? When they did the Todd Gurley set, which is the biggest slap in the face so far this year. That Todd Gurley set was disgusting.
Oh, the
color rush set.
Rush.
The fact that In order to do it, you would have to have put in at least 1.5 million coins into it.
Yeah,
at least, because you needed 32 blank jerseys, and they did the bundle with only 8 toppers, so you needed another 24. How do you get the 24 if you wanted to hurry up and do it? Is you needed to go on ahead and put 32 uniforms into a set to get one.
They had to be alternate too.
And he said that he spent $350.
Yeah, they're more expensive than the regular jerseys.
Yeah, he said that he spent $350 and 1.5 million to do that set, and 4 days later they drop a better they drop a LaShawn McCoy.
I don't know if it was a better card.
No, that card is definitely better.
It is
100% better. That just his receiving threat alone makes him 10 times better.
Okay. Yeah, I know the excuse that was being made was that he wasn't as polished as a player overall, but he was a better receiver. But obviously, I didn't play with either of them, so I would have no idea. But yeah, that's not.
This is Madden
that's
17. Cool. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be a downhill runner to break 1 million tackles. You get a fast running back, it's a wrap. Anybody could be Adrian Peterson in this game.
Yeah,
even receivers,
especially on all pro.
Yeah.
All pro things are that's another issue. By the way, do you know what the game speed is? Is it fast or normal for MUT?
The threshold is very
not the
noticeable. Threshold is disgusting.
Not the threshold. The actual game speed.
The actual game is normal.
Okay, because it looks fast when I've been playing it. Maybe it's just that I'm locked in when I play franchise and I'm not as much when I'm playing MUT. But okay, so. Yeah, I mean, that's another issue. All Madden is meant to be more realistic, but if you're good, it's not realistic. I mean, it's a bridge for some people, but the broken tackles happen a lot. And, I mean, in the NFL, players break tackles. It happens. It happens a little bit too frequently on a single play. You know, if you broke one tackle every play, that's still a lot. If you broke one tackle every 3 runs, that's fair. You know, usually you get gang tackled anyway. So if you break one, you're still going down relatively quickly. It's the fact that you can get into open space so easily, I think, this year that because of the different run types and things like that make it a little bit more difficult. Do you have a problem with tackle battles? Do you think they're good, bad, indifferent?
Stupid.
Stupid?
Why? I'm not a fan of it either.
It's like 2K5. NFL 2K5. When you go, that's exactly where they got it from. You guys remember that in 2K5, the football game? You were able to press a button and break a tackle just easily.
Yeah.
I don't like I don't like in football games. They've had this in previous Maddens also. The ability to press a button, it's just who presses it first or who presses it faster.
Yeah, the game is becoming more and more button relative, and they need to move away from
they
that.
They fumbled. I forgot
what
Madden
the gang to recover the fumble. Whoever mashed it the most.
Fast. Yeah, it's stupid. It's just whoever touches it first, whoever jumps on the ball first should get it. You know what I mean? I don't like anything that's arcadey. That's arcadey features.
From somebody who plays this game a lot, right? The last thing I want is, as somebody who will stay up till 4 o'clock in the morning practicing this game, working on games, going into practice mode, and trying to learn the in and outs of this game, I do not want to play a game and have somebody just be in a tackle battle and they just push a button and they can just break away from me. Like, I shouldn't lose to people like that. You know, if I'm putting 10 hours, you know, every other day to go on ahead and be good at this game, it shouldn't come down to who can push this button first. That doesn't revolve in skill. That doesn't revolve in that's far from skill. That's far from, you know, who knows the game better, who knows how to play this game better. That's just you see the icon above the head and you hit it.
What's your alternative for that situation?
Well, there shouldn't be that situation. Just get rid of it. There shouldn't be a situation.
No, I'm not talking about when it's a one-on-one in terms of a tackle.
Okay, so as far as when Ultimate Team, as far as that goes,
yes,
if I have 83 overall Todd Gurley, and I'm going up against your 82 overall linebacker, that's basically saying I have Todd Gurley damn near at his prime, like the best Todd Gurley I can possibly get, and you have a high school linebacker damn near. I should be able to win that 60% of the time.
I feel like it should depend on break tackle, strength, and stamina. And for the defender, tackle, hit power, and it depends. It depends on your angle and the kind of tackle you get. If I have a downhill runner and I'm at a good angle, and you have, it doesn't matter what tackler you have, if you're going for a strip tackle and I truck stick, I should be able to run through that because that's an arm tackle.
Yeah, absolutely.
I should be able to run through that. That's what it should come down to. The type of methods you go into. If you're going against a hit, if you're going up and you're trying to tackle a downhill runner and you have a big hitter, now it should just come down to broken tackle and hit stick because you're hit sticking and I'm truck sticking. So it should just come down to who has the better truck stick.
And they got rid of the hit sticks, which I think is crazy. They got rid of the high and low hit sticks. Back when Ray Lewis was on the cover.
Oh yeah,
I don't know. It's like you got a downhill runner, go for them legs, man. You can't even do that anymore.
You got LaShawn McCoy out here looking like Jerome Bettis. That's a problem.
See, I don't know how often you play MUT, but there's an 84 overall card that goes by the name
Derrick Henry.
Oh my god! And he is the best running back in the game. He will sit there and I have the best possible linebackers you can get.
Mm-hmm.
They cannot stop him.
Ray Nitschke.
They cannot stop him because he runs through everybody.
Yep,
that's crazy.
At the same time.
And then what does that make you think? That makes you think, one, that card is overpowered, and two, I need better people to stop that.
Yeah, but you can't because you have the best already.
Player. Yep,
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, Latavius Murray is like that too, from what I've seen.
Yeah, he is. The Raiders running back.
Especially on all Madden, that dude will rip you up for 250 yards. Like,
it shouldn't be like that though. You know, but that's what we're saying. Take that button mashing, arcade
just
feature
the one
out of
button
the
mechanics. You throw a pass, okay, you hold this button to do this. You just push the button to do this. You push a button to do that. Back in the older Maddens, only specific players can do certain things.
Yep.
Like if you wanted a tiptoe catch on the sidelines, they needed high awareness. Back in Madden 11, Madden 12, there were only a handful of players. I would search through my depth chart and know who had the awareness to keep their toes in on an out route when I needed the most.
Yeah.
Now you can have a 5'6" receiver just hold Y and attack the ball at his highest point, and you can't do anything about it.
You bring that up. I remember. Like I didn't play a lot of franchise back in the old Maddens.
Yeah.
But I remember exactly using franchise for that exact thing that GS is talking about. Because in franchise they have the traits, just like I think you were just about to say. I heard you say traits. They have the traits in franchise. So I remember back in the old Maddens, I would go to franchise and just see what receiver had, what kind of trait, so I can know how to use him, effectively use
online,
him.
When you play online, they didn't show that on your online roster.
Bounds,
but in franchise they did.
The
so you've seen covers the ball versus big hitters, medium. Okay, so if I'm going up against a Cam Chancellor, I physically have to hold RB because he's not going to do it himself.
In Mutthead, don't they show who has the traits?
Yeah,
they do it.
They do. Like that's Mutthead wasn't around back then.
But I mean now for Ultimate Team, I think they do show it in there.
But they don't go into depth like the franchise, like GS just said, the medium hitters. You got to cover the ball.
Certain cards did certain things, but now it's all button driven to now.
Every card can do everything.
Yeah, literally every card.
Doesn't matter if he has zero awareness. He's a 72 overall gold card. He can do
still tippy-toe on the sidelines.
I think all of them have those traits.
No, they don't. If you look on the franchise mode, they don't have the traits. But it's all animation driven. Yeah, it's all animation. You hold the possession catch, he's going to keep his feet in bounds on the sideline. It's just that. That's exactly how it is.
I don't like that at all. I wish that was relevant to the traits they have in MUT. I know what you mean exactly. It can be frustrating.
A lot of frustration. So in closing, before we head on out, Adam, you still believe Electronic Arts is a scam?
Scam.
100%, no doubts about it. Scam.
If pack odds
at the end of the day, every gaming company's main goal is to make money, and that's 100%. Everyone understands that. And, every company is like.
I hate when people say that excuse though.
You gotta make
but
money.
It's a business. Yeah, we know. Obviously, they're here to make money.
But you don't screw over the people that support your company.
Yeah.
Now the reason why EA is so big is because of us. Not just the Madden community. Obviously there are other games, but the people that spend money on their games is the reason why they're so big.
Yes.
Don't screw them over.
My question to you is this: if pack odds improve a bit, and you're not pulling 800 packs and pulling 3 gold cards because new packs and no elites, would it still be a scam?
Ultimate Team, no. But I mean, it's not. See, the thing with Ultimate Team, and it's just Madden in general, it's the gameplay as well.
Well, the gameplay has improved. It has improved.
The gameplay in MUT.
It has. If they continue to improve, but if they built up the pack odds, it wouldn't be a scam. Because you would actually be rewarding people that spend money.
Okay.
People, just like GS said, you spend money back then. You actually felt like you were being, rewarded for that, and now you don't.
I don't think they realize that we have to assemble a 55-man roster. 55 cards we need to go on ahead, and we want the best at every position. I want my backup running back to be a monster. That's everybody's goal. They want to assemble their ultimate team. Right, and their ultimate team is rarely going to consist of a 75 overall gold card. They want, if you want DeMarco Murray, you want the best DeMarco Murray out there. If you want Tom Brady, you want the best one. If you want to have Marvin Harrison on your team, you want the best version of him. And we need 55 of them. And I promise, and like I said in the video, I haven't pulled 40 elites total this year.
Yeah. That's crazy. So if pack odds improve, it won't be a scam. I do think gameplay is improving, but I think the gap between MUT and franchise is too much. I think that needs to be improved upon, whether it be this year or in the future. I think if they can expand upon that and make it a little bit more true to form of football.
I don't understand why it's like I of course I do, because the casual players and stuff like that, but it should just be one game.
Yeah.
There should be no difference in gameplay when I'm playing Madden franchise or Madden Ultimate Team. The only difference which should just be the players.
And franchise is a whole nother discussion, because that could be done so much better. NCAA 14 right now, Dynasty mode is 100 times better than the franchise mode we have now.
That's a whole different discussion.
It's a whole, and that's Swami's world right there. We don't want to, go into his expertise, but I mean, not towards the end of the conversation. I'd love to have another conversation if you're up for it, because I'd love to discuss franchise, because I'm starting to get into it too, because I'm uploading it on my channel, and I'm also uploading NCAA, and I'm playing that game, and I'm just realizing the sounds, the cutscenes, the things you're able to do, phenomenal.
Yeah.
And we don't get any of that in Madden.
It was easier to put things out on Xbox 360, mind you.
But we don't get any of that though. Like we score a touchdown, we don't even see our mascot celebrating. We don't nothing. We don't get anything.
You don't see the cheerleading.
You don't see anything.
Yeah, that's true. You sometimes see something, but it's not often.
Oh, one thing. Last note that somebody has said in the comment section is we were talking about pack odds, and I was bringing up 2K and how they have 9 different tiers, and they make you feel rewarded when you buy something. And somebody says, I know a lot of people, because somebody was saying, well, that defeats the purpose, because if pack odds were greatly increased, then that just makes the cards not worth it. They're not going to be worth much. And somebody was like, well, that's what we want, though. Like, everybody that I know that spends even a little bit of money on 2K has a Steph Curry and have a LeBron. I myself pulled both of them multiple times. How many people have pulled an Antonio Brown this year? How many people have pulled a Sherman?
Yeah.
I know 45 people with LeBrons, and he's one of the best cards in the game. I literally don't know a single person that pulled Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
That has to change.
I agree. I think that's a good place to end off on.
And you disagree that EA is a scam?
Well, Ultimate Team.
Ultimate Team, Ultimate Team needs improvement. That's what I'm going to say. I'm not going to call it a scam because I don't. I'm not going to go that
politically correct answer.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it's a scam, but I'm going to say that it needs improvement.
It does need improvement, and they need to not put out sets and blame us for doing it.
Absolutely. Got to have some accountability in that one.
So again, if you guys happen to make it this far in the video, both of their channels are in the description. Feel free to go on ahead and subscribe. I'm definitely going to put Swami's. I may forget to put Adams in there. I don't know. I always forget. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the discussion. Leave in the comment section your thoughts and opinions on the discussion. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. We'll see you guys.
It's been a golden hour.
Yeah, it has been.
It really has been, yeah.
Hopefully you guys enjoy. Peace.